Three, two, one.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Stories from the Unbound Shores. Where we last left off, the group had actually managed to find the group of drow that it had been searching for, and were somewhat saved by them while they were in the, well, intention to get away from a hydra. And once some conversation had ensued and some healing applied, they found that they were not followers of Loth, like Eskel had hoped, but also found out they were followers of a god called Elistray, one that was unfamiliar to them, but had desired to lead the drow to the surface in peace. And so, after some long conversations about how each side ended up here, they opted to rest, I believe, with Melisari making a tiny hut for some of them, well, most of them, I guess.
As many as who desire to be there.
Alrighty. And so I think that covers the cliff notes. So, ever you guys are ready, to go.
Cliff takes good notes. Alright. So, Belisari is going to set us up the campsite. The drow here have already determined where they wish to sleep, but any that wish for the safety of our bubble. And I look to Melisari as I say it slowly, are welcome.
I guess she nods to confirm she was the one who suggested it.
Just making sure, because I can't remember the exact wording of last
Yes.
2 weeks ago, whatever. So, yes. I'm just reestablishing things. Good. Okay, bye.
Yes, anyone who wishes to be welcomed into the hut, anyone who is not near me during the time of casting will not be able to enter and exit freely, sadly. But anyone who wishes to may come in close.
I wish to understand something with a little better clarity. Chris!
Yes? Sorry, I was muted.
Am I misunderstanding to believe that you wish to remain with the drow here to help them?
Perhaps, yes. I would like to show them what I can. My priorities still lie elsewhere.
Very well. And I'm sorry I misunderstood.
But I'll be happy to show them what I can, and if I have anything to spare, perhaps there'll be something extra I can leave behind. So, for your purposes, Mel, sorry, red and blue are gonna be opting out of the bubble, the tiny hut.
Everybody else is coming in? Or at least
Yep.
being able to come in?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just gonna declare moving to a spot that actually works for the bubble. Because, yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Although, I
Bubble.
don't know, trees? Whatever. It doesn't matter.
I think it can intersect with objects. I just don't think it can have large
Probably.
creatures in it.
It's just a matter of, actually having functional space in the bubble with which to sleep.
Yeah. Well, then we can make the bubble over here or something if you like.
Yeah, like I said, wherever works has enough free space for, people to actually
Person?
functionally sleep.
Person?
Person?
Only one person sleeps out of the 15 people
Okay,
here.
yeah, well, we still want to be able to be vaguely comfortable while we trance.
It's a
Sitting.
10-foot radius, right?
I think so. And it fits 10 people, including myself. Don't ask me how. Oh, wait, no, never mind.
And we can ask.
I mean, I don't feel like doing the geometry, but it works better than... Anyway. It just looked funny with the 10 feet being shown. It should have
Yeah, because it's
more of
10
that.
feet. It's not quite accurate.
Yeah.
I do it this way.
Yeah. 2 blocks worth out.
I will always think in terms of 4th edition and just make it a burst 2.
Or you can put it on a corner and go out from there.
Which is what I think they intend, but I mean, look how poopy that dome is.
Yeah.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only 8 people. Look at this tree.
Who were... Blue and Red were the 2 who had left together, and, Red was kind of the de facto leader of this group.
Most of that's correct. Yellow was also one that laughed with them as well. Because it was a set of 3, not 2.
Right.
Oh, missed one. There we go.
Would you grab me an Aurelian, since that's my measurement bubble up there I can't move?
Sure.
Thank you.
This is gonna be so cramped. Melisari has some regrets.
Yeah, doesn't. You know what? I'm gonna move that tree in a second. It's easier than moving all of these tokens again.
Okay, most of us are just
I mean,
seated.
honestly, the tree is fine.
Yeah, well, it bugs me because I want something to actually be able to go in that corner.
Most of us are just seated where we're standing. The only people who need to lay down are Chris and Dirk.
Why does Chris need to lay? Chris doesn't need to sleep.
Oh, you're right, he doesn't. He's got the helmet.
Oh yeah. Nobody has... Oh wait, no, Dirk has to sleep.
Dirk has to sleep.
Poor Dirk.
I mean, the helmet was for Dirk. Narratively speaking. And then we gave it to the NPC.
I mean, because it was more useful for him during that point.
No, I always find it funny when you think about how, like, your average D&D player might think versus how we tend to play our games.
It's like, oh, this guy will collapse in the next 2 hours, and we have to travel for 5. So
Here, put this on and shut up. We're walking.
All right. So now we have the bubble marked.
Just think how productive you're gonna be now that you don't have to sleep anymore. Once you get the helmet. You're gonna be wired. You're gonna be seeing things. You're gonna be seeing, like, elves and trees.
Like a lot of elves. Like, how many of you guys are there?
How many elves can scout on the end of a branch?
Goodness.
Thought I did okay on that one.
Alright. That seems about how that would go. Yeah. Is everyone happy with their placement?
Everyone
I
is
mean-
elves.
No, but I don't have a choice.
No, you can move in the dome, you just can't leave the dome.
Well, yeah, no, I know. I will
But if you
probably.
did express discomfort, they could try and spread out a little bit.
No, it's fine.
You're
So I was
not
mostly
pleased
done.
with this
I'm
sausage
not
fest?
saying anything. It's not the sausages. It's the closeness. It's the proximity of people. I'm not saying this in character.
That's not the sausages. No, I'm just over here dying, don't mind me.
Alright, you know what? This tree is just too much of a problem. No more
Being
tree.
surrounded by men is not uncomfortable. Being pressed in on all sides by men is a little bit more uncomfortable.
Look, these are 5-foot squares. We don't actually fill a 5-foot cube.
I know.
We just threaten a 5-foot cube with our sausages.
Oh my god.
Alright, there. That's probably a bit more reasonable, because they'd also probably want a little bit of space to themselves as well.
Yeah.
So what color is the outside of the dome?
I don't know, green, I guess. Because we're in a foresty place.
Fine choice.
Boring.
It's still going to be pretty obvious as a, like, opaque green blob in the middle of a forest, but it'll be less obvious.
That has consumed surrounding tree branches. It's like, is it a gelatinous sphere? Dome?
We should kill it.
Clang, clang. We can't!
Spell magic.
This is the dark magic. Die, foul beast!
shit.
What is going on out there? It speaks!
We can see out of the dome.
Please stop.
Yeah, but
It
it's funnier
speaks!
if
Shit, I never actually chose my feet.
Oh, you should do that.
I think you're born with those.
I hate you.
I mean, not to be ableist. Most people are born with those.
Oh goodness. Alright, what do you think? Keen mind or linguist?
Ooh, man, that's a tough choice. Keen
know,
mind
right?
is so good.
I know, right?
But think of all the languages.
I mean, I'm
I
gonna
know,
be
right?
honest. Keen mind gives you a perfect memory, but that perfect memory relies on my memory. And as you've seen,
Bad.
it's not quite that good.
Ugh.
It also makes me feel a little bit better about jotting down notes if I go back through the videos, though.
Yeah, keen mind.
So, because, like, then, you know, going back through the videos, if I have keen mind, I definitely remember everything. If I don't have keen mind, I might not actually remember all of that perfectly.
I do really like Keen Mind.
Plus, you'll know when the sun's gonna go down.
Always.
And which way is north. And it increases my intelligence score. But Warcaster's also really good, but it just doesn't increase my intelligence score.
But it does let you
No.
do horrifying things like
Yeah.
It does
cast
let me
a
do horrifying
cantrip instead of taking an attack of opportunity.
Yes.
Terrifying.
Yes.
I think that for now, at the moment, this very moment, my vote would be for Keen Mind, but Warcaster's pretty bamf.
I know. I'm kind of thinking keen mind then linguist to get my intelligence up to 20, and then Warcaster. But I don't know. We'll decide. I'll keep.
Oh wait,
Keen
are
Mind.
you currently even?
I'm currently even, sadly.
feel like that's a better point towards Warcaster then.
But
You could just put 2 in int right now.
Be at 20.
But if I put 2 in int right now and I decide I want to take Keymind later, I lose that intelligence point.
It's true.
So
But I mean, it is worthy to contemplate. Is Keen Mind, without the +1 to int, is Keen Mind worth it if it didn't have it? Would you still want those effects?
kinda.
Kinda.
Like I said, the perfect recall, like, because we have the videos, I can physically go back and watch out those videos.
Yep.
But my character probably wouldn't actually remember all of the details
Oh, I get you.
without Keen Mind. So it simplifies that a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is
I will
nice.
say, the wizard that I play has a magic item that sets his intelligence to high, and I do not regret having Keen Mind. Just for that effect, and also the knowing the hours in the day is also just a fun one.
Especially
Yeah.
if you end up
But
in the
I do
ground.
not regret the non bonus effects of Keen Mind.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. That's good to thank you. So,
Whatever, I'm just gonna keep it.
okay.
You
In
make
mind it is.
decisions. Okay, and I do believe I chose my things.
Guess what?
What?
You get to be the company alarm clock now.
Oh dear God.
Now you'll have the whole party being like, how many hours till sunset? Okay, we can only walk that many more hours, guys. Alright, how many hours now? Alright, we've got this much time left, guys.
Oh my God.
Are we there yet?
Are we
No.
there yet?
Oh my God.
All right. So, do you guys set up, like, try and set up watches? Just kind of peek an eye open every once in a while you're trancing. Just
Yeah.
look out through the dome.
I mean, given how trancing works, we are all on watch all the time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dirk just collapses.
Except for
It
this
is
dunce
just
over
out.
here.
Like,
No.
like the dome is cast, Dirk just lies down, and then just immediately.
Yeah, like with the trancing, we're all only slightly less aware of our surroundings as our minds are distracted. But we're still, like, pretty much there.
All right. Well, if people would like to roll perception, they may. If not, we can move on to the next thing.
It's so interesting that we have the choice. It's like if we don't roll perception, then nothing happens. So what happens if we do roll perception? I'm rolling
I mean,
perception.
if you don't roll perception, then you don't notice the thing happening.
I'm rolling perception.
Yeah. If you don't roll, it just goes up against your passive.
Oh, do you know what my... Shit, I dropped my die. Passive is?
Not a fan, but I can look it up.
Touche.
Touche. Well, I rolled below my passive, so my passive is on my characters. This is Tatsuya. That's not my character sheet.
Almost your character sheet.
I mean, he is one of my characters, technically. Passive is 13.
13. All right.
I rolled a nat 20 for a total of 25.
Congrats.
I see real good.
I am going to say, but before collapsing, actually, Dirk did ask for assistance from Eskel getting out of
Oh,
the armor,
right.
just
We have to
as-
get our armor off if we're going to sleep. Even trancing does require that.
I mean, none of us have points of exhaustion.
No, but, like,
So-
comfort...
But yeah, like I am out of my armor, and then as soon as like the last bit, just hits the ground, just out.
Like, and as
you-
you go down, and Eskel's just sort of standing there, like with his gauntleted hand out, and you just go down. And he's like staring at you for a few seconds, and he just sighs and starts undoing his own laces.
You'll also see Chris. He is able to just pull a couple straps, and his comes off much more easily than your guys's.
Does he have that fancy donned off armor? Honor.
Cast off armor.
Yes. Yes and no. Yes, it is cast off armor, so it's not good. It doesn't help you get it on faster. It just helps you get it off quickly.
For those important moments where you need it off now, like when you gotta pee real bad.
That's awesome.
Don't.
Or when a Mistborn shows up.
Alright, so yeah, Eskel's gonna start. He sighs and just starts dropping armor on the ground, near him, and he is as he's like taking off the gloves and the chest plating. He will spare a glance to Melisari and say, by the way, thank you for putting up the dome.
Have we fully finished casting? Has it been 10 minutes?
Yes, that's when the armor being removed, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Dirk
I
is
don't
not. Dirk's not removing his armor before the anti things walking in here is set up. Now we just have to worry about things coming up from beneath us.
We haven't been able to get a good night's sleep in a while.
Yeah.
Is it too much to ask for prestidigitation?
She kind of chuckles, and you are suddenly clean.
I have not been able to bathe in days.
You know what, come to think of it, she chuckles or she kind of like gives herself a little sniff too and casts prestidigitation on herself, and then for good measure casts it on Dirk too.
He sheds
the snore is interrupted a little bit, and then it just continues.
Just little sparkles get blown up off his lips. The armor is going to come off into a neat pile next to Eskel. He's just going to go down to the padded clothing he wears under it. But you would notice markings on his forearms poking out from under his clothing.
Like scars kind of markings?
Yeah.
Yeah. She makes no comment. Her face does darken a little, though.
He's going to sit down, cross-legged on the ground, and just sigh and enter a peaceful state of mind.
We're gonna go over... No, I don't like that either. I don't like any... Now that we're all spread out, there's no good place for me to not have a ton of people around me anyway.
Roll, Dirk.
I mean, you can ask them to move.
No.
You could push Dirk. He's asleep. He won't mind.
I could push Dirk, it's true. I'm gonna go over to this corner. Just gonna go to that corner.
That's fine.
Not that it has corners, but you know.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you.
I mean, in world it doesn't. Mechanically, it should, because D&D circles are in fact squares.
Yeah, well. I think that's probably why they chose to switch to radius to make it actually kind of a circle, but like functionally it's still squares.
Functionally, it works better as squares, because like these cut-off corners and such are just a pain. Which is one of the main reasons I still use 4th edition distance calculations. Because they weren't, you move 6 feet, it was, you move 6 squares. And so then that's why the diagonals didn't increase, because you weren't measuring distance that way, you were measuring squares.
Yeah. It's just better.
Yeah.
Functionally speaking, anyway.
And it meant that they didn't have to sit there, and right now, Wizards is dealing with people bitching that the system is in English and not in metric. It's like, 4th didn't have to worry about that. Like, well, why is it in feet? And 4th's like, it's not. It's in squares. Squares are 5 feet,
God.
2 meters, whatever you want. Shut up. Anyway.
Okay.
Why is it in English? Because we're
So-
in America. We use freedom units.
So the only perceptions I
units.
heard were passive 13 for Eskel and a natural 20 meaning something for the wizard whose name I've forgotten.
25, and holy shit!
It's been a week, okay?
But my name is on the screen.
Her name is
Yeah, but it's also a lot
Mama
smaller now, and I forgot where to look for it.
It's on the left.
Oh, okay, fine. I'm not telling you my name.
No, sorry. There it is.
Thank you.
You guys don't deserve to know my name.
Pretty
All
much.
right. Did anyone else want to rule perception? Well, aside from Dirk, who's unconscious.
My passive at double disadvantage is
Passive minus 10 is, what is it for you actually? Is it 1?
I think it's.
I mean, minus 10 would be -1.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
That's why.
I've gone straight into, the thing is I am seeing, it's just, ooh.
What about you, Thomas?
Do you want to roll, or do you want to just go with passive?
It's up to you. If you would be actively keeping a watch, or if you'd just be kind of sitting around.
I imagine I'd just be sitting around.
All right, then what's your passive?
Shite. It's 9.
Okay, so Mel, sorry.
Yay!
Do I have loot?
A number of hours will pass, and you'll see a winged creature start to circle overhead.
Are the drow outside? Do they look like they're keeping watch, or are they just trancing in the trees?
They appear, well, a bit of both. Like they're keeping, basically they're sleeping with one eye open. They're trying their best to stay aware of their surroundings, but they are still trancing.
Okay. And this flying
But
thing.
you also know that they are fairly well hidden. But since you just made a high perception check, you can see them.
The creature, does it look like it's trying to parse out whether it can eat us?
It's hard to tell because it just seems to be going it's going in circles above you. So it's certainly interested in what's down here, but you're not sure for what reasons yet.
Okay. Can I make a roll to find out what it is?
You can, but it's gonna be hard because you pretty much are just dealing with a silhouette and the few actions it's taking.
Great.
So that would be nature.
Ha! That's an 8.
Well,
Good.
it's got wings, 4 legs, a tail, and a head. That's about all you can tell.
Thanks. I guess I'll sigh and... How many hours has it been?
I'd say probably about 3 at this point.
Boo. Alright, whatever. I'll nudge Eskel, point up, and say, should we wake the others? Or rather, Dirk.
Looking up at this winged creature and say, it can't get at us. Let me go talk to one of the elves out there. Before we do anything, they might know what it is.
She'll nod and keep watch on it.
I will, head out of the bubble, and quietly, ascend a tree that I know that there is someone within.
Oh, I can point them out to you.
Yeah. You would be aware of... I can use the light right. You'd be aware of this one, but not red.
Okay, then I go to the one I'm aware of.
Alright. Do you stay in the, bubble and talk up to him, or are you trying to climb
said
up?
I was gonna climb.
Sorry, I was looking at a stat block, so I was a little distracted. Alright. So can I get an athletics check then?
Sure. That's going to be 14.
That'll do. These are not particularly hard to climb trees. Oh, why'd you go through? Oh, come on. The one time I don't want you to go, like the one time I do want you to go on top of a tree, you refuse. And now it's just going, but... Okay, I need a new Eskel. Because I was trying to go up, but it was going down instead. And so, now Eskel no longer exists. Alright.
Wait, Eskel fell off the map? Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Just use teleport for stuff, man. I can't move anything because I'm the one generating the bubble.
Yep. Okay. There we go.
And once I'm close, then I will say quietly, "Hey."
What?
The creature up there, do you see it?
Yes.
You know what it is?
Not from here, but my best guess would be a griffin or a manticore. Or if it's particularly far away, I suppose it could be a dragon, but... Well, that's unlikely, and I really hope it's not.
Well, it's circling, so I feel like it knows we're here.
Well, that makes dragon less likely. They'd know what this is and probably not care.
What is your normal method of dealing with such things?
Unless it attacks us, hide and watch.
Alright. That's kind of what I expected. But, yeah.
And as this conversation's going on, you'll see it actually start to swoop down. And so you'll be able to get a much better look at it. And so, yeah, there's not really a way around it. So what you'll see is what, I mean, at least out of character, you'll know is a griffin. And it kind of comes down and starts to peck, more or less, at the top of the dome.
We
Melisari glares at it.
defeated a griffin earlier, right?
Not within the last week.
What am I thinking of? We've had a manticore?
Yeah, it was Manticore.
Wyvern.
Oh,
No,
well,
yeah,
You mean the
Manticore,
Chimera?
right.
No, the Chimera.
Chimera, that's
Chimera.
the
Was
one.
Manticore before.
Yeah, so this is totally unrelated to that. Sort of go. What? This creature hasn't harried you before now? It seems quite interested.
No, I don't think we've dealt with griffins in the last few years. 2 or 3. I mean, there's always some around, but with how we are usually under tree cover, they don't tend to notice us.
Nice.
And so this thing just kind of seems to be like investigating the bubble. And it's now starting to like try and land on it. It seems to be
sigh.
solid.
I say, do you know if it has magic? Do I know if it has magic? Nature? What do I roll?
Nature.
Does my earlier 8 know anything? Should I re-roll?
You can re-roll now that you can actually see, defining characteristics.
That's a 9.
Well, it's part eagle, part lion. That's about it.
It lands on the thing and then starts
So
like
disappointing.
coughing, and then a spell scroll lands on the
Oh goodness.
and then the hut starts to dissolve.
Oh my goodness.
So I got a 12.
Alright. You're at least familiar with what it's called. You know it's a griffin.
Okay.
And that they are natural to the area.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like, and you also know that they're not like, well, they're intelligent, but not like, not capable of speaking and whatnot. Not that intelligent.
They're like dogs,
They don't have human
puppies of
intelligence.
the sky. I'm forevermore going to refer to griffins as sky puppies,
Okay.
even though they're actually
Well,
kitties.
then
Sky
I'm
kitties.
going to say, well, then this probably isn't a problem. And I guess I'll just slip back down the tree into the bubble as, easily as I can.
Well, getting back down should just be which I think is actually acrobatics rather than athletics. Well, it's supposed to be of your choice because you could climb back down, or you could try and more or less fall with style.
Yeah, he didn't say climb.
He said
It's very easy to
slide.
get down from a tree.
You say that.
Very easy to climb stairs.
Shut up.
So
yeah, that's a 20.
Alright, yeah, you're fine.
I am glaring at the griffin when you return. That I don't know is a griffin.
sit down quietly as I can, just say, it's a griffin, and as far as I know, it doesn't have any magic, so it'll peck at the bubble until it gets bored, and that'll be it.
I just hope it doesn't see our friends in the trees.
I think they know to hide.
She's just kind of watching it warily, but will settle back into a uneasy trance, I suppose.
I think we're just gonna wait this one out.
All right. So then, I keep pulling up the Twitch page, thinking it's the Tailspire program. Oh boy. So after a while, it pecks at it, tries to land, succeeds at doing so. Kind of walks around on it for a bit. You see it kind of even goes to the point of laying down on top of the dome.
Mm-hmm.
That does not look great.
Looks wonderful. I don't know what you're talking about. Looks wonderful.
But after about an hour or so after that, you'll see its head kind of bolt up, and it'll start to move.
Well, that's also concerning. Can I make a new perception check?
Sure.
Motherfucker, that is less than my passive. 12 or 15 passive.
All right. You didn't hear anything.
Still uneasy.
My passive is 13. What's my active? My active is also 13.
Nice. All right. Well, you also don't notice anything.
Okay. Does it leave?
Yes, the griffin left.
Ah. See? Now it's gone. Easy.
And it's also around this time that most of you have finished trancing. Well,
Poor
not most.
Dirk.
I guess all of you that trance have finished trancing. Some of you are still asleep. Chris is going to head over and start offering to share what medical knowledge he has, since they're just waiting for the next 4 hours. Is there anything that you guys would like to do in your time that you have?
I guess that if my trance period is finished, I will begin putting my armor back on quietly enough not to disturb Dirk, if I can.
Alright, you roll stealth check, Dirk, roll a con save.
Jesus Christ.
Am I within range of Eskel?
Yeah,
and
I
am I
think you
considered
are.
an ally?
That's funny. I mean,
Because I
depends
don't get
if...
the bonus for myself because I'm incapacitated.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much anywhere Eskel were to stand in the hut, you'd be in range. So yeah, you're in range.
So if that's a con save, that is a 23.
23. Okay. And what was the stealth check, Eskel?
The stealth check was 23.
Excellent.
Tie goes to the Shadowrunner.
I mean, both of you getting high numbers. I mean, means that he's gonna be still out cold. I mean, you're making almost no noise, but he's also dead to the world.
I think it's 23. I said that because it would be funny, but I don't actually know. Hold on. I just know it was really high. What was I rolling? Stealth?
Yes.
Stealth. Yeah, it was exactly 23.
Nice.
Very nice.
I got a 19 plus 4.
Alright. Melisari, is there anything you'd like to be doing?
Not really. Just kind of still watching warily out of the dome because I don't like how abruptly the griffin got up and left.
Alright.
That's all, though. I'm just uncomfortable.
What about you, Aurelion?
I am. Let me just see. What do I have? Just have the list. I'm gonna just be playing my list.
Okay. Your next 4 hours go by. No noteworthy events. Chris is able to teach them a bit of what he knows. And hands over a small portion of medical supplies. And so, Dirk, you may now be awake.
Okay. Dirk is awake.
Congratulations!
Did anything happen while I was out?
Yes. A a griffin came pecking at the dome and then left after being unable to penetrate it, and it appeared to hear or sense something else, though we're not sure what.
When was this?
In the middle of the night, I was walking in my sleep.
Oh my goodness. Except it's not even night.
In the middle of the day doesn't sound as good.
Oh. Well, yeah, I had completely forgotten that. So you should have been able to identify that griffin from further distance much more easily. Because in my mind, it was night,
Whatever.
not day. Sorry.
Whatever. Eskel recognized it. I wouldn't have anyway with my 9. Fucking 9. I roll a 20 on
It was an int
perception.
one, so it's entirely reasonable that you would roll so poorly.
Oh my god. I roll a fucking 20 on my perception to see the thing, but I can't identify it, and it's a fucking griffin.
Ye-
But anyway.
You know something about griffins? Because, I only know what they are.
I'm just saying out of character. It's annoying to me that I don't recognize it.
I got a 21 on my nature to know things about griffins.
I hate you.
What would you like to know about this griffin in particular?
I want to know who its boyfriend is.
I mean, like, if you can give me that information, I wouldn't say no. But
Does it even have a boyfriend? Does it have a girlfriend?
Everyone should have a boyfriend.
these are the things we want to know. I mean, like, what do I know about their habits and things of that nature that would help, figure out if we should be concerned about anything here.
The most concerning thing about it is that it was alone. Griffins usually travel in packs.
Okay. So then I will say there was only the one?
I only saw one. But it was
all I
quite
saw.
bright out, and I don't have my bracelet anymore.
No, sorry, shakes her head. There was only one. As far as I could tell as well.
They're usually traveling in groups.
Maybe it got called to by the rest of its group.
That is a possibility. Do they ever range out alone and then go back to their group, Dirk? Is there a reason you can think of that they would?
It's possible that they got separated, but you're not certain. But like, you don't think there'd be much of a reason for them to purposefully separate.
Okay, so by its choice, I think that it would likely stay together with others of its kind, but things could have happened that necessitated it being alone. Perhaps the others were hurt and it was going to find food and bring things back. Perhaps it got separated in a storm and has been traveling alone for some time. There are. It is possible. It just seems odd to me.
Yes. No, sorry, just kind of nods thoughtfully.
The other thing that you might be curious about is that they normally hunt things like horses, but there are not much in the way of, at least, horses specifically around here. So you might be curious as to what it is they generally hunt.
Okay, so I mean, like, if they're usually hunting horses, I would imagine that they're usually hunting large-ish kinds of beasts. Probably not really in the forest.
Yeah. Not in a hilly forest like this.
So I guess Dirk will say, from what I can remember, most of the time they tend to be hunting for horses and other large-ish beasts, which I suppose if they're in the forest could either mean something about where they used to be or mean something about the forest. That creatures of a similar size might be reasonable to find here, that they would be hunting here.
Maybe it was hunting the Chimera. Maybe it's hunting the Hydra. I don't think either of those are the case, actually.
I don't know. Would a creature change its diet from furry beasts to scaly beasts?
The Hydra just seems
too difficult a meal to obtain.
Yeah, that's not worth the fight. A horse is just running, and so you swoop down and knock it over.
I don't know. Could you imagine a horse flying through the air kicking you in the face? That sounds pretty scary.
I would imagine they kill it before flying around with it.
What if Griffin carrying horse attacking you?
I suppose we should be on the lookout for horses coming at us
From
via
the sky.
So Melisari's been like listening to this exchange with like. Yeah,
I imagine we're now
amusement.
bantering while we're putting your armor on.
She like at that line, she actually like kind of puts her forehead in her hands, like, oh my god.
We wouldn't see it coming.
We wouldn't. People never look up.
That comment is like pretty much as the armor is all set. And Dirk is now ready.
What strange new world have we wrought?
One moment while I add to my notes.
So the direction that it went was the direction of the river.
It went to the direction of the river. It went southeast.
In all seriousness, if it went away past on the other side of the river, and it was alone, my guess is that something happened to another one of its kind, and it's over there, which means it's probably not flying, which means we could very well be safe continuing over the way that we need to go, unless we're going back across the river.
I mean, my next question to you, Dirk, since you are apparently encyclopedia of griffins,
apparently.
was
there are many of them in the Underdark.
Well, as they are something that's actually trainable, I'd imagine, you can take this or leave it, Dirk, but perhaps at least for a time, the Isle of Heaven had some trained griffins for either transportation or faster messaging.
You've been holding out on me? You got griffins hidden about your person?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not at liberty to say.
Wow.
Turns out he has a griffin flying license in his back pocket.
You think you know a guy?
But that is entirely reasonable. That there are a few of them that are tamed on the Isle of Heaven, and Dirk was there longer than Eskol.
I was there for 3 years, man. That's a long time.
I mean, for you, it is a long time.
Yeah, I could have been dead by that point, so who knows?
Sorry, you had a question.
Yes, I wanted to know
around the whole how Dirk is surprisingly encyclopedic in his knowledge of
griffins of all things. Yes, I wanted to know if this was the kind of creature that should not be left to its devices in an area where it might harm somebody, or if this was something that is existing in its natural habitat and we can walk away with a clear conscience.
I mean, the forest doesn't seem to me to be a common natural habitat for this thing, which means it probably has been ousted from it, or it could have been trained. Was there anything about this thing that seemed like it was not completely wild?
Yeah, I did have a belt around its neck with a little pendant on it. I thought that was a little odd.
Wait, really?
No.
I was asleep.
Unless, Mr. DM.
Oh dear God.
Mm-hmm.
Did the griffin have a collar?
Or anything else that would mark
Well,
it as
was it
belonging to
microchipped?
someone.
Or, not completely wild.
I'll be honest, I originally hadn't considered giving it a collar or having it be a train, but this is starting to sound a bit more interesting. So let's see what the dice say.
We have turned a random encounter with a griffin into a conspiracy.
The dice says 6. What does that mean?
It means one more than 5.
And one
Answer
less
unclear, ask again later. What?
The dice do, in fact, say 6.
I guess the question then is, what does
So
that
yes,
mean?
it had a collar, apparently.
Good thing, too, because I'm not allowed to lie. So...
Yeah, I didn't even think of that when you said...
Me either.
God.
So a collar? Then, I suppose that could make sense why it was alone, and that it's possibly domesticated. Or, not domesticated, trained.
It's not very well trained. It was trying to eat the bubble. It's pretty stupid.
I didn't say that they were the most intelligent of creatures, but they can be trained. And also, there was... actually, I'm going to confirm, there was not a rider on it. Correct? I'm confirming that with the party.
Does a person clad in all black, like with a mask over their face and like a silver chain whip at their belt qualify as a rider if they're atop the creature?
Yes.
Then no, there was no rider.
Okay. But if the creature is trained, and a collar would seem to indicate at least somebody might be trying, then I cannot say what their intentions with the creature might be, but it is possible that it would be dangerous.
It does concern me that it happened so close to where we eliminated some followers. Vecna. Hey, Chris!
He's like right next to you, dude.
I know.
He just kind of sighs and turns.
Buddy.
He's literally right next.
Chris, friendo. Best chum
He
of the last 3
responded.
days.
Yeah.
Do you have any former best chums of the last 3 days with Vecna who might ride griffins?
None that I'm aware of.
You never witnessed any other followers of Vecna utilizing griffins as a means of transportation?
Generally, the only thing we would use are what the griffins left behind.
Poop?
Bodies.
Horses.
Oh. And then you
Skeleton
would
horses.
raise the
specifically.
horses and ride the... Get that. So did you use griffins to hunt the horses?
No, but it wouldn't surprise me if some of them had tried. But no one I was in contact with, no one I was in contact with ever displayed that they had any control over griffins.
Were there griffins nearby to where you were working with Vecna?
Sometimes out on missions that we would encounter one or two, but never. There was never any nearby places we camped. At least not as far as I know.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave it in this little conspiracy board as possible connection to Vecna, though not likely. So, given that it is a domesticated, seemingly domesticated griffin, do we want to do anything about it?
What is our next move at this point in general?
Well, I wanted to get back to the Gnomish village so that I could report back to Eldon on finding these drow and delivering his gift to them. And also, we have some unfinished business there. Also, we are running low on days between now and when
think you have
Atlas is supposed to
4
return.
left.
Yes.
I think it was 4 to 6 at this point because it was like a
Yes, you had
2-day
said
margin of error.
Yeah, you had said 4 to 6. That's correct. So we're running lower on days that I trust that we have versus days that we might have.
As far as strictly walking goes, you can make it to the Gnomish Village in a bit under a day from here, and then the fortress was 2 days away from there.
So yeah, we're running low on days, and should probably just start moving back toward Atlas.
But you also know that Windwalk was able to cross the distance from the...
We don't need to entirely rely on Ira.
Indeed.
Or assume that we can rely on Ira.
But I'm just trying to put out your travel options.
We like Ira, and we want her to continue liking us.
Indeed.
And if you are able to ditch Chris and keep the helmet, you'll be able to shave down at least...
This is true, too.
Like, you'll be able to shave down like a third of a day. With not having to wait for Dirk.
We told Chris we would get him to the Isle of Heaven so that he could, continue his search. Because I wanted to put him in touch with people who could help him find his family. And for that, I believe he will need, clerics. Clerics who can speak to the goddess of death.
And we don't super have a ton of time to go all the way to the Isle of Heaven and back.
No, but there are
walk.
There are holdouts of Raven Queen clerics scattered around Elysium as they fight this war against the
Dead.
Not just that.
Nerul.
Nerul! The followers of Nerul. 3-5 gods.
Can I think of any holdouts I am aware of that might be in a semi-near vicinity?
I mean, when you were here prior to the campaign, you are aware that Raven Queen was advancing towards the Mage's Tower, hoping to set up a camp or two near it. But the biggest one naturally is going to be the large war camp south. That's kind of like in between Mount Mistal and Alzid.
Was that the one that we kind of started at?
Yes. It would be within it's camped literally outside the teleportation circle for good reason. And it's, I think, just a few hours walk from the Mistal, so you could use the pin to at least get some of you back there, but trying to do that again might be less than ideal.
I'm sick of splitting the party.
Yeah.
Where's the Mage's Tower on the map? Is it the thing all the way at the south, or kind
of
in the
middle? It's not all the way south. It's kind of in the middle. But,
okay, so it's the middle thing.
The map that is shown just on the front page of the doc is slightly out of date, but if you click the world map link, that one is as up to date as it gets.
I did indeed click that world map. Elysium doesn't look any different, as far as I can tell.
Mostly what I've been adding is a few names here and there, and I've had been trying to track process with those white dotted lines.
Dots. I wondered if that's what that was.
But those are a little out of date as well. You're probably about equidistant from the Mage's Tower as you are from those are like the Gnomish Village. but you would be taking you south as opposed to north, so it would take you about 1 day to get there, then 3 up to the fortress. So you could do that, but you'd be cutting it close.
And we wouldn't be able to stop at the Gnomish village as well.
Well, I mean, you'd be going. I mean, if the Gnomish village is almost directly in line between the tower and the Forgotten Fortress, so you could pass through without losing too much time.
I will present that as an option. By which I mean I'll say, well, when I was here a while back, the Raven Queen was trying, or not the Raven Queen, her followers were attempting to set up shop near the Mage's Tower to the south. It is possible we could go that way, see if we can find that, and then stop by the Gnomish village still on the way back up to the Forgotten Fortress.
Do you know how much time that might add to our trip, by any chance?
The Mage's Tower would be about a day from here, and then another 3 up to Atlas, but we could potentially stop in the Gnomish village on the way there. It wouldn't be that far out of the way.
If it cuts close, which it sounds like it might, but doesn't necessarily have to, that would be a time I'd be willing to contact Ira directly.
Yes, I agree.
Well,
if
given
she's
that...
in the Gnomish village, all the better.
Yes.
But...
she might be back in her home.
Yeah.
I know that they were preparing to leave with Amara. I don't know how long they're staying over. They can only come every day? Other day? Every few days? Something like that. I don't recall. Okay. Alright. Let's give that a try. I'll turn to Chris. Chris, how does that sound to you? We want to go seek a nearer-by encampment, I think I'll call it, of followers of the Raven Queen, who I believe are who I believe are best equipped to help with the thing we discussed. But I was going to hand you off to them at the Isle of Heaven, but we have very important things that need to get done here, and I don't want to drag you through that danger, and I don't want to abandon you either. I made a promise, and I intend to keep it. So, how does that sound?
It sounds like it could work, but being careful around that Mage's Tower. Their allegiance is unknown, both to my side, well, what was my side, and to hers.
In terms of who they've sided with in the conflict between the Raven Queen and Nerul, you mean?
Yes.
I'm not going to leave you with anyone who will hurt you. We are going to represent you and explain the situation. I want them to help you.
I appreciate that. Just still, if we go there, or if you find yourself there again in the future, best to be careful.
Very well. Thank you for the information. We will utilize it to stay safe. Like, kind of passing glances toward Melisari at this, like, is that legit? It's like the question in my eyes.
In terms of who the Mage's Tower aligns with?
Yes.
Voice of the Sky?
Well, most of the Mage's Towers focus on a particular school of magic, and that one does happen to focus on necromancy. Usually white necromancy, but there have been a few incidents.
So basically, yeah, it's questionable.
It's possible. It's not guaranteed,
Go
but
either way.
it's within the realm of possibility.
Yeah. She just kind of shrugs. Like with that little, like, head tippy nod thing, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I got you.
Okay.
Eskel will just sort of like give a sort of nod to say okay, and turn to Chris and say, "All right, then we should get moving."
There's one thing I'd like to remind you guys of. Because you had expressed wanting to discuss this last session.
The sendings?
That's it.
Yeah, no, I remember.
Alright, just making sure.
So, I want to understand, our sending is unchanged?
Correct.
Okay.
There will be it will be dealt with a little bit differently at a point I'm expecting you to reach soon.
Okay. This gotta be here. Administrator.
Oh, I didn't see that you guys were questioning why Dirk was being eyed. But yeah, she's just kind of... I don't know.
Giving him the stinky eye?
Not giving him the stinky eye, just like... Yeah. Okay, anyway. Seeing if he, was making that connection that we could potentially return the map.
What do you mean, potentially?
I mean, I wasn't going to say it in the present company.
I mean, we're not necessarily going... Well, no, I guess going to the Mage's Tower would be the best way to determine if there's a Raven Queen settlement near there. Unless we happen upon it on our way to the tower.
But yeah, it's been on my mind throughout this entire conversation.
What, the map?
Yeah, but there have been so many times where I've wanted to be like, oh good, that'll give us a chance to return that.
Yeah, I was waiting until we had completely settled on the course of action and like moved out before saying anything.
Yeah. Well, is Dirk also kind of returning the glances? Like glancing at Melisari as well when... Like, are we each trying to, like, look at each other while the other isn't looking right now? Are we doing one of those things?
Best game of telephone ever.
I think when you suggested the tower, Dirk probably gave you a surprised look that makes you think that, like, a little bit surprised, like, that makes you think that he knows exactly what that means, and that you probably know that he knows.
Yeah. So then, yeah. We're all just...
We're all on the same page, but we don't know it.
We have an idea that we're all on the same page.
Eskel doesn't know we're all on the same page.
Oh, okay.
He's sitting over there smug in his certainty that nobody else has realized this. And he's gonna be like, guys, I have a great idea that I know none of you thought of. What if? And follow me on this. Alright, so as for this sending... I
haven't brought it up yet at all.
I think that Eskel's only response to it would be, you know, a confirmation. Just a short thing saying, you know, understood. Debrief upon return to the Isle of Heaven.
Oh. I'm not as concerned about your response to the sending. It's just that Melisari had brought up that she received a sending at the same time and was wanting to talk.
Yeah, and I am not bringing that up again. Not yet.
Okay. Because it's totally out of our mind. Or at least it's out of Eskel's mind. He's not thinking about that at all.
Yeah, it is decidedly not out of Melisari's mind. Extremely not.
very much out of Dirk's.
It was like pushed off to the side while we were dealing with shit, but it is there.
He kind of was like, well, we did contract her on the Isle of Heaven. I guess there's a possibility that she'd be included, but she wasn't part of that ordeal, so I don't know, whatever. And he was pissed off by the message he got, so... Hey, pissed off is the wrong thing. Shamed. So he doesn't want to think about that message. Any event. So, I see that now there's a Theron, but I thought one of them had a different name, but I'm not seeing the name that is in my brain, so I must just be remembering wrong. Unless...
Because I named all of these on the day as I named them.
You know, wait, where did Red Disc go?
He's in the tree still.
No, I don't see... Oh, he's not visible to me. Okay. He's in a position in one of the trees that I can't see him. That's it! I was sitting here going, I swear one of them was named Roland.
Yes, Roland. Wait, where are you seeing names?
I hold tab.
Weird! I like bears, though.
Of course you do.
I don't want to play,
Yeah, I know. Don't do it. Don't fall back down that hole. Don't fall off the bus.
Did I incidentally reference something?
I mean, you used a name that is also used by another IP.
Yeah. It's spelled
Thanks
differently.
Trying to phrasing, I guess what?
It's spelled differently, though.
My guess would be Kingdom Hearts, based on...
Nah.
Nope. Doesn't matter, don't worry about it. Okay,
there's no problem with me getting involved in Kingdom Hearts again. Anyway, moving on.
Roland!
Yes?
My group and I are going to move on to our next objective. But I wanted to say one last thank you for helping us to avoid a confrontation with the Hydra. And, for sharing with me your story.
Thank you for the gifts and for seeing to Luke in here.
It is as Bahamut would have it. I will pass on the fact that you are well, to Eldon. And your gratitude for his gift.
Much appreciated.
I am only sorry that we cannot do more for you. But I do wish you well out here. And if you need anything from us, we do have contacts on Elysium now that should be able to help you get in touch with us. But know that we are connected to the Isle of Heaven, and so that if you can get in touch with clerics of one of the good or neutral gods, that would be your best path to getting in touch with us.
What's the Isle of Heaven?
He smiles somewhat sorrowfully. Says it's a nation that was established by the following of the different gods. A place where they all operate together to try and make things better. That's where Dirk and I have our temple to Bahamut. It's southeast of here, across the sea.
Perhaps at least some of us will be able to make it there one of these days.
I simply meant that there are clerics here on Elysium, the Raven Queen, and if you indicate that you wish to communicate to someone from the Isle of Heaven, they might be able to help. I hope. I understand that not everyone is accepting of drow, so this may also be dangerous. I wish I could do more. But when I see when we meet with the clerics, because we're going to see them now, one's nearby here, I'm going to inform them that there are drow who do not follow Lolth in the woods surviving, and that they should be on the lookout for you if you need help.
Much appreciated.
It's all I can think to do, unfortunately. The battles we seek to face are distant from here and urgent, so it prevents me from doing everything I wish I could.
What is it that you face?
I asked you last night about Atlas, the man you helped 500 years ago.
Yes?
My group seeks to end his suffering. We wish to finally let him rest. And that is a struggle. He is an incredibly dangerous undead currently, and we need to find a way to undo that. That's why I needed the information from you last night.
Upon hearing that, he'll look to the two next to him, kind of get a nod, and then walk over a bit closer and say, "Then perhaps I should come with you. As I knew him before, he might be inclined to actually listen to me."
Look at all the friends we're making.
Just me.
I worry about putting you in danger without cause. You've seen that I am a drow that does not follow Lolth, and I did not understand his reaction. That he seemed upset, but not. I don't know how he'll respond to you. I think that it could work the way you hope, but I worry that it will not and will simply put you in danger.
I will let the choice be yours, but we are not unaccustomed to danger.
So few of you left.
Well, percentage-wise, there's actually quite a few of us left. There just weren't many to begin with.
Eldon told me you were 12 when he found you.
Well, like we have had our losses, but there's still more than half of us from that time remain. One or two others have gone as well.
If you were to come with us, I would swear to protect your life as best I could, but I warn you, this is dangerous.
We owe you a life as it is.
That you've already given me so much hope that other drow can find their way away from Lolth, information about the task at hand, and the knowledge of Illustray, of whom I was unaware.
Very well. I will not force you to take me, but I will say this. He was a friend, and the first to show us kindness. If he is going to be saved, I'd like to do what I can.
Are you certain you're ready to see what he's become?
No. But no one should have to see what someone's become when they've gone through that much.
Pascal's gonna turn toward Dirk. Sadness in his eyes. I don't wish to stop him from doing what he wishes.
I agree. I think if this is a thing that he wishes to do, then by all means he can come with us, but we cannot guarantee his safety.
Alright. We're going to be moving far, and we're going to be moving fast, Roland.
So it's Tuesday, then.
Tuesday.
Already?
He says with a smirk.
Yeah! Yes, it is. Then, to the rest of you, be safe, and we shall endeavor to return Roland to you ere this is done.
If you'll give me a moment to talk to the others, we should be able to come up with a way for me to find them again once we're done.
He'll nod.
So he'll go over and talk a bit quickly, not necessarily quietly, but he kind of does just out of habit.
Pascal's gonna quickly move into the shadow of the trees. You can hear him breathing a sigh of relief as he gets in there.
And he's well, he'll be saying all undercommon as he's trying to come up with something and communicate quickly, and that's still his first language. And after a time, you will hear the name. Well, actually, Eskel, you would have heard all of it, but you're still.
Yeah, the two of us that know Undercommon.
Okay, so the two of you that know Undercommon would know that he left Varus in charge while he's absent. And you'd have, like, I'm not coming up with an actual thing for them to meet up, but you have a general idea of what their plan is.
Yep.
So, should he die, you would have an idea of how to find him as well.
Good.
See how useful it would be if I became a linguist and learned Undercommon.
It's okay, two of the rest of us.
Two people that already know it.
Useful for me. I don't care about the party.
Wow. Too bad the party cares about you, then.
I mean, too bad for you guys.
Fucking got him.
Right.
Compliment got him.
So, I'm going to just get rid of these. Well, actually, I'm making him again. I'm just making him unique. Make unique. Kill. That's player permissions. Make unique. Kill. Kill.
Did you make them GMPCs first?
What do you mean?
Unique characters.
Yep.
Good.
I'm doing that right now.
Goodbye, friends. I'm not actually saying in character.
I didn't know that was called an armor sale.
What?
A leg brace. Band. A leg band.
Oh, no, in Evangelion, one of the angels is the...
Is Armisael?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard of that one. I didn't
Because
even...
you don't get the names of the angels
I...
in the actual show.
No.
But just the ring one that it's
Right.
it's double helix.
The one that was drilling down with laser beams.
No.
Right.
Didn't they make a ring and then start cutting a circle?
No.
Oh.
I'm
I'm not thinking of the D8 drill. I know that.
Yeah.
Let me
Anyway.
see something real quick.
Should I watch Evangelion?
Maybe?
If you want.
I've
That's a very
never done
helpful
it.
answer, but
Yeah.
It used to be on. It used to be on like whatever the channel was at the time. But I never. I watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes or something.
Probably Cartoon.
Something
Toonami
like
was where
that.
I watched Tenchi.
Yep.
Tenchibuyo.
Yasha.
Yep. That was my childhood.
I don't know if it was Toonami. It was one of those had like Blue Gender and
Yeah, that was Adult Swim.
it wasn't Adult Swim for us. It was something else.
For us it was.
I watched a load of those. Like Blue Gender was fine for the first like 24 episodes.
Yes. Yeah. After the halfway point, they did like a character personality swap, and I was like, "This is weird now." The character I liked now sucks.
I didn't really mind that. It was just at the very end, the final 2 episodes, when it started going on about like the Gaia stuff, got really deep into philosophy, and it just felt a bit weird because then like a lot of story points just did a weird 180.
Yeah.
Characters started acting really like it's like people just went crazy out of nowhere, and it was just like I kind of get where you're coming from, but like you've just jumped to this without really setting it up.
Yeah.
It just seems weird.
Yeah.
Blue Sub. What's it? Blue Sub?
Blue Submarine number 6.
Number 6. Yeah, I remember that one.
It had the 3D whales.
What else was out at the time? Because they used to do the same ones over and over again. That was the only thing.
Okay. Game's still going on.
Yeah. It's like
Or not.
No,
Maybe I'm wrong.
You're right. I'm just I was expecting this to go a little differently, so I didn't have the Wizard's Tower prepared, so I was just quick searching through Tales Bazaar to see what I could find.
Hey, welcome to my world.
So I found something, and now I'm just getting a board together to slap it on.
Gotcha.
Well, there's the start of what I was going to make the tower. I'm going to leave it there.
So we're
I'm
traveling
gonna
now?
run to give Stella her insulin, so I will be back.
Ah, damn it!
What is the? I can do something beforehand.
No,
I gave it to her in the
fine.
morning a little late, so we can talk if there's a thing you wanted to talk about first.
I mean, I was just gonna say, as we're traveling, we should, discuss the map. I'm sure one of you is gonna bring it up, and honestly, even if you don't, I will.
I mean, once we're on our way, Dirk is going to bring it up.
Okay, we can do it after you do the insulin. It's fine.
Okay. But
Beansulin. Ha!
Okay. I need some basic land here.
Okay.
Do you need a red basic land?
Yeah. Do you want an island, mountain, plain, forest, or swamp?
Shut up. Alright, let me just slap some of these down. Man, those are ugly. Maybe I shouldn't use those. Oh, no. I don't really have time for something else.
Just get a big fat tower.
I've got the tower, now I just need some land around it.
Put a tree in. Scale.
I think it's... Yeah, the tower's kind of backwards. Oh well.
My new hobby is going to be hiding D4s on the map.
Yeah, I saw you placed it. I didn't find it. I just don't care.
I'm looking at it right now. Well, I was trying to find a good, like, angle to show all the characters, and then I looked up and realized, oh hey, the D4 is visible.
Oh shit, I need to reroll portents.
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 Portunts.
When when a writer switches back and forth between present and past tense, they have portents.
God damn it. Jod Gammit. It's pronounced Jost.
It's pronounced Jod.
Jod.
How many days have we been traveling in Elysium now?
7? Few.
It was 7 for getting to what's his face.
Mm-hmm.
And
How long had it
then
taken us to go from the encampment to Mount Mistal, since that was our first stop?
from the encampment to Mount Mistal was seconds because you teleported.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, with your medallion.
What?
Yeah, we teleported with the medallion so that we could use Windwalk from Mistal to get us.
No, I meant when we first arrived on Elysium.
That's counted in 7 days.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so you've been traveling for you've been on Elysium for about 10 days, I think, at this point.
Okay.
7 days to Atlas.
Okay, well, that's serviceable. Okay. How do I summon players again?
I just know that we showed up, we fought a battle against some undead, we got Gus, we started traveling, we fought that dragon, the Draco thing. Shadow Dragon.
Drake? Shadow Wraith?
Shadow Wyvern.
Gloomstalker.
Okay, so am I to understand that we have a representation of the tower from the outside, and then a map of the inside?
No, this is just, there's what you actually got, and what I had started working on, but I'm about to delete.
Oh.
Well, no, because it'd probably be bigger, so I guess this will be the... So yeah, I'll probably actually will do it like that, because then I can actually have room inside, because that thing is kind of small.
I want to take a look under the hood. Oh, wow. It's furnished.
Yep.
Wow. Look at you.
But it only fits, like,
A
1 or
person?
2 people. Yeah. Entire structures, like, built out of props. Oh,
Yeah.
the effort that must take.
I can't believe they did it this way. The layers of the small bricks.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you only have to build, like, 1 ring, and you just kind of copy it and paste it up.
Yeah.
But still.
And also, these layers, it's not 1 layer on top of another, even. Some of them are,
Yeah.
half, like a half layer up.
Indeed. And then the roof, however does it make that? Anyhow, I'm going to work on the interior of the larger thing over here.
They're piles. The roof is made out of piles of chopping wood. They're logs. They're fire logs.
That's kind of cool. And the peak is a well, wasn't it?
Yep, it's a well.
Oh well.
It's a well with a glowing rock in it. And the muck is just rocks interspersed inside. Wow, so much effort. I cannot... Like, I thought I was okay at detail work, but then I look at something like this and I go, no, I suck at detail work. This is detail work, and I refuse to do it.
Yeah. Okay, if I'm going to build a screen. Because I cannot build with less than full screen.
This is like a singular mage tower.
Yeah, this is like
Not a tower of mages.
one mage lives here.
Yes.
This is
Rajna's tower.
Yeah. This is the Mage's Tower with the apostrophe on the inside. We're looking for the Mage's Tower with the apostrophe on the outside.
Okay.
This is great. Whoever made this.
Yeah. Good job, but also fuck you.
Yeah, that's
Not
weird.
also fuck you, just... Oh, good.
Okay. Right back to full size.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
Oh my god.
Yeah, climb up this tower from the outside.
There's more of.
Ignore the staircase.
Oh wait, there's a little ladder in there.
There is. No, there's a way to get up each level from the inside and from the outside. It was thought out.
Dang.
That seems kind of like a security risk, though, too.
A bit.
And there also doesn't.
This is a mage, and he felt like being
the top level.
Yeah, that's when you just booby trap your bucks, like somebody we know.
Like, it actually looks like you need to be inside to get from the first layer to the top to the second layer.
Yep.
On the outside to get from the first layer to the third layer.
And you can't go from the second layer to the third layer.
Yeah.
So, in order for him to get anywhere other than his bedroom, he's got to go downstairs, then outside, then up and around, up to the third floor.
This poor mage.
He probably uses Dimension Door a lot.
But what if he, like, put something somewhere silly and ends up not being able to get there?
Then
a ton of psychic damage.
Then he just leaves a hole in the floor to where I can see up there and uses Misty Step instead.
Yeah, the people who can do, like, I'm gonna shove this rock inside and this tree inside to make the outside look a particular way, and it still looks good. I'm jelly of those people, because I keep trying to do stuff like that, and it's like, yeah, it just looks like you collided a tree with your building. Good job, dumbass.
Guilty. Very guilty.
Of colliding trees with buildings?
And having it look stupid? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whereas they make it look kind of like moss on the outside of the roof.
Alright, so I take it that the characters are walking to this place?
Yes.
And you said that it was a day to get here.
Roughly.
So it will be the next morning when we show up. Since we're still on our nocturnal schedule.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Okay. So as we start walking, once we're... Shall I assume that we're now separated from the drow? Is everything taken care of there?
Yeah, you're separated from the drow. All you have is... Well, you still have Roland, and you have Chris still for NPCs.
No, that was my mistake. I thought his name was Roland. It's just Roland.
Oh, I thought it was Roland, too.
Yeah, no,
well, that's because that's how I was pronouncing it. And so perhaps I misspelled it.
It's Rolen. Roland.
Roland.
That's exactly what I was singing in my head! Same
I
brain.
made a mistake? Did I? I hope I didn't. Did I?
Did you delete characters that you didn't actually make unique, like I asked you before you did it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't make Roland unique, and I left him alive.
Well, at least there's that.
But the ones I killed are back.
That is not dead, which can eternal lie, and through strange eons, even death may die.
Are we fighting some Eldritch Abominations, or...?
Yes.
Cool.
They are us.
Yes, the Eldritch Abomination of Time.
Oh, yeah, that'll It's a tough one, you know? But
Yes.
I think we can do it. 7th
What-
level?
what
8th
happens-
level? Yeah, we got this.
What happens if we do it?
You know what? There's only one way to find out.
That's a bad idea. I don't like this idea.
A number of things. You hit 20th level for starters, and the world ends. And we'll take it from there.
That lot of good being level 20 did then. So, once we're on our way back down to just us plus Chris and Roland, Pascal would move himself through the group back toward, or forward toward, since I guess he's faster than us and tends to walk at the front, Aurelion.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, nudge him and say, hey, how's your head?
Fine.
And, did the things that we learned from the gnomes and from the Fighters Guild, the Temple of Cord, help at all?
Actually, yeah. Yeah.
Let's listen and smile and say, good. I got a little worried just because, like, we went through those fights and you definitely, you know, had seemed to me to be using some of that, but I didn't know if it was helping. So, I'm glad.
Me too.
Okay.
Do you feel like you're any more in control of it or understand it any better, or is it still just foggy?
Bit foggy, but more in control.
Do you want to practice it all on the way? We got a long walk. We're gonna have to take breaks for meals.
No, I think probably just best to get this over and done with. Don't want to sidetrack everyone.
No, that's what I mean. If we do it when we have to stop anyway. I'm asking if you would like to. I can help. I want to help you. If I can.
We'll see. We'll see when we have to stop.
Okay. There was one other thing I wanted to say. I wanted to apologize. I made a bad call, during the fight with the followers of Vecna, and it put you in danger, and I feel really badly about that.
Out of character, is this being said to Aurelion?
Yes.
Was this last week? Or was it the week before?
It
feel like
was...
2 weeks
Huh?
ago.
Yeah. It
3
was...
weeks ago.
Yeah. It was when we were fighting the Shambling Mound and the zombie was kicking the crap out of you after I took away the protection from evil and good.
Can a person tell when they have evil protection from evil and good stuck?
Cast upon them.
When they are under the protection, and when that protection ends, can they like sense the spell on them?
I mean,
Yes.
Interesting.
I'm just going with yes because it's otherwise it's very unfun for mechanic wise trying to make people make decisions based on spells that they know they don't have on them.
hmm. So, I mean, I made a choice in the moment that I thought was the right choice, and I regret it because I found that it was the wrong choice. So I wanted to apologize to you, Aurelion.
I guess I accept your apology. But like these things happen. Do the best you can. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes it does.
I will endeavor to make better choices that will not put my friends in danger. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay. Just remember, sometimes it's like it's like the meaning behind the choice is important. Like sometimes you're going to make the wrong choice by accident, and some people will judge you harshly for that. But it's an accident.
Reasons matter as much as outcomes, is what you're saying?
Pretty much. Yep.
I can accept that. Thank you. Thank you for understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, we're here.
But we still haven't discussed the map.
Yeah, I was gonna say at a different point because I assume that conversation
look,
does not take the entire time.
What? How could that conversation not have taken 8 hours?
I mean, there could have been a lot of pregnant pauses in there.
Which give birth to more pregnant pauses? Which is just
even more awkward. Right. So at some point during this, probably on the earlier side of moving out, Dirk will say, "I'm glad that we're going to the tower. It'll be a good time to be able to give them back the map."
Wait, what? Sorry, I got distracted.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe when Melisari suggested it herself. I was like,
I hadn't known that we were that close. I'm glad that she did.
I mean,
I'm so proud of her.
Suggesting it for the sake of returning the map.
I
So proud
I understand
of her.
that, and I'm glad that it didn't enter into us going down a different path. It is a useful tool, and parting with it will be detrimental to us. But I'm glad that other things were able to come first.
She's squinting at you.
Dirk appears extremely sincere.
But I mean, who knows if what Chris says is true, and the tower, these particular mages aren't the best to leave it with. We'll have done the due diligence of returning stolen property, and then determined of our own wisdom that this was a dangerous item for them to have.
Are you suggesting that if they are not upstanding members of society, we just keep the map?
I am suggesting that if they are not upstanding members of society who might use it to endanger the weak and the unprotected, that it would be unacceptable in the eyes of Bahamut for us to leave it with them. That's all I'm saying.
Melisari is smirking at this. So, stealing is okay if you steal it from naughty people who will use it for ill.
We didn't steal it. We removed a dangerous item from dangerous people with the righteousness of our God.
That just sounds like mental gymnastics to me.
If
I'm incredibly good at gymnastics, he says he does a cartwheel.
Wait, what?
If the Wizards of the Tower possessing this item is going to be dangerous to everyone else on this continent, then they should not possess it.
Melisari is highly amused by all of this.
I do think that we should make sure that decision is not made too quickly.
I never make decisions lightly. Isn't that right, Chris?
Sounds reasonable to me.
Melisari is clearly refraining from saying something.
Go on, spit it out.
Nope. Wait, are you asking a character for me to spit it out?
Yes, that was
Chris was asking.
Chris. He's like, come on, like he's assuming this is about him. So like, yeah, but come on, what is it?
Please do not stand on top of me. This is extremely uncomfortable.
That was not me.
I don't think it's anything that would be worthwhile to know. What? Are you having fun spinning?
Always.
I need to make a decision too.
We gained the benefit of a long rest, right?
Yes.
Yes, I forgot to mark that on my sheet.
Me too. I was like, why am I not at max?
Long rest.
Oh, there it is.
Alright, I should use the actual button.
It's
Where's
useful.
the actual button?
Up at the top above inspiration.
Haha.
I was about to be like, hey, I did a ton of cool role playing, I should get inspiration, and then I noticed I had inspiration. Like, never mind.
Yeah, because we did a bunch of cool role playing last time.
Look, I can't help that I am a creature of habit.
Hey, don't let me stop you.
I habitually do cool role playing.
I was not paying attention.
Wow.
What was just said? I was doing my long rest and being upset about the fact that I had to hit confirm as well. Like, I hit the long rest button. I intended to do so. How dare you question me?
Jinx him.
Do not question me, character sheet.
It has many questions, like,
I
are you
do
sure?
What I mean. And I mean what I do. Most of the time.
So, I guess no. Chris is not getting an answer.
Nope.
You have any idea what she's on about? I've directed at Dirk and Haskell.
What do you mean, what I'm on about? I'm not the one who said anything.
That's the point. You always have something you want to say. Come on. What's bugging you?
Nothing.
Haskell just compresses his lips and widens his eyes, and then turns away.
Does he actually have an idea of what I'm not saying?
I don't know if Eskel does. I just know that Eskel knows not to get involved in this, and that's what that facial expression means.
Eskel's just like, I've realized that I don't have a circus, nor monkeys.
So none of this is my problem. Ni moj cirque, ni moj malpi.
Oh my.
Sorry. Old undercommon saying.
Uh-huh. They have circuses and monkeys? I don't know that, because I don't speak undercommon. But hey.
Someone got linguist.
I did not get linguist, I got keen mind.
Your mind is so keen.
Even if I did get linguist, I probably wouldn't have taken undercommon. I might have been really tempted to.
You'd go for like the really useful languages, like Aquan.
Wow.
I don't know what languages I would have gone with.
I mean, yeah. Aquan's not even pickable in the player's handbook.
Is it not?
Nope, it's just primordial. You can't pick any of the sub elemental languages.
Hey.
Missing 1d20. Where did it go?
I think I'm just gonna change the subject if they keep pressing. Or if
I mean, they press a little bit, but they don't keep pressing.
I would hope that somebody who's just joined up in a group isn't about to start pushing buttons.
No, he's not. He's just hoping if there's
especially a group that very well could have killed him should they chosen to.
But also contains someone who was almost eagerly waiting to kill them. Like you don't like step back from that in a day.
Whoever could you mean? I've never met that person.
Kind of both of you, to be honest. You weren't exactly eager, but
you weren't particularly reluctant either.
Indeed.
Look.
Which coincidentally is what I'm not saying.
Dirk and I have a system that works. I respect the system. Dirk respects the system. We work.
I'm not questioning that.
Alright, I think... Well, aside from need to put that there.
Damn it, I finally got to use the dryer here. The first time since they installed it 3 months ago.
Oh, goodness.
So I have a decent first floor of the Mage's Tower to work with now, so I can continue. I also have no idea what time it is because I've been full screen.
It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's about that time.
So,
yeah, I don't know if we want to start a scene.
I'll leave
to
5 minutes left.
Yeah. I'll leave it with Thomas as the out is kind of his call.
How long do you want to go for?
I mean, we're just looking. We don't know particularly how long it'll be. It's not something that's gonna be like combat or something. It's just, but we would be starting a new scene.
We do generally not go quickly through those.
Yeah.
True. They're usually conversations.
Yeah.
Chatty chatty. Have you met me?
I mean,
Yeah,
we
we were
managed
neighbors.
to get through a full discussion with the Drow after a combat with the Hydra. We did pretty good last session.
I mean, that was like a round and a half.
Yeah, well.
Which consisted of everyone being like, let's just book it. And hit as we go.
I don't know why I'm worrying about what languages I would take if I took linguist. I won't be able to take linguist for another 4 levels.
So you're planning for 4 levels from now.
Honestly, I probably need all of that time.
Alright, so probably we'll hold this scene until next time, Thomas?
Yeah.
That's fine by me.
Okay. And
All right,
are
that
we
gives me
coming
more-
upon the Mage's Tower first, or are we finding the Raven Queen encampment first, since I believed that was our primary objective, unless I'm wrong.
I suppose I was somewhat.
Wait, what?
Like
I've made a bit of
it
an
was just
assumption
that it was near the Mage's Tower, so the Mage's Tower was our point of reference, and then there was the secondary objective of, hey, we can give the star map back to the Mage's Tower.
Basically, the mages would know where it is.
True,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So going to the tower is a good place to. We can go here to know that we can get to it.
Okay,
Unless
Which is
we
my
happen
assumption.
To,
Yeah.
see
Right,
signs of
exactly.
encampment on the way.
I didn't know if we would happen upon the encampment first. We're not, but that's fair. Going to the Mage's Tower, intending to ask about the encampment is reasonable.
And hope that, well, even if they were more inclined to follow Nerul, I doubt they would come out and say that.
No one
especially
would
knowing that we're looking for the Raven Queen.
Yeah.
Especially given that Nerul's dead.
Yeah. It would more be Vecna. They're definitely not going to come out and say that, because Vecna.
Also that.
Yeah, so, like, the best place to find out about the proclivities of the Mage Tower is the camp of the Raven Queen.
Potentially. But also, if the Raven Queen knew that, or if their people knew that the Mage's Tower was inclined toward Nerul, they would probably already be moving against it, theoretically.
Maybe we'll
Which
get there and there's
seems to have a good reason to have a camp there.
This is also true. I guess we shall find out.
We'll have to find out next time when our intrepid adventurers continue their adventures.
And we still haven't gotten to the sendings.
Oh, I mean, yeah, there's not really time tonight to
I know.
talk about that. But is that another thing that Melisari would have wanted to bring up in the
8 hours?
She was contemplating, because she's not totally sure if she wants to have the conversation in front of Roland and Chris. But
I mean, there's probably not a lot of time in the near future for conversations that aren't somewhat close to Roland.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm debating if it needs to be addressed during this time. But anyway, again, that is a question that I can consider over the next week.
Sounds good.
We're off to see the Wizard's Tower. Oh.
Hopefully wonderful wizards.
Would it just be wizards?
Elysium.
But don't you kind of hope they're also not wonderful so that we can keep the star map?
I mean, Dirk doesn't want to be a party to stealing the map.
Oh, what if you just kill the owners? Then it doesn't have an owner anymore, so you're not stealing it.
You're right, then it's looting.
There was a thing, and it didn't have an owner anymore.
Ah, good old Sam. Sam X.
We're just gonna mark it as windfall income.
Oh, goodness.
Let me some burn notice. Alright, so I guess that is the session for today.
Yay!
Good night, friends.
Bye, stream.
Hopefully I'll have a more built-up Mage's Tower.